On and we're live.
And
Sounds
we're
like we're
live.
live. There it is.
We're live now.
Cool. StreamYard. We kind of welcome back to our Tuesday Tactics Facebook Live. I guess it's our second annual because last week was our inaugural.
I'd say second weekly, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right. Second weekly.
Yeah.
So this week we are talking about A/B testing in MailChimp, which for those who aren't familiar, MailChimp, email marketing software, there's a lot of competitors out there. Constant Contact, McKenna, I know you've had some experience with. There's Klaviyo, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's robust content or customer relationship management softwares like HubSpot or Salesforce that sort of do email marketing also. But today we're focused specifically on MailChimp for kind of that small, medium-sized business that is managing a bunch of contacts, or maybe they're growing their email list and wondering, now what? So, McKenna, I think to start, can we hear a little bit about your background in digital marketing, specifically email marketing, even before you started here at Pintler Group?
Yeah, definitely. So my first experience with a platform like MailChimp and doing email-specific marketing was for a medium-sized nonprofit in town. And so I was wearing a lot of hats in that position, not having a ton of time to focus on email specifically. So it was a lot of just sending out blanket emails when I had time, usually to the entire audience. And so now, more recently, working for Pintler Group, it's a lot more in depth than that, and there's a lot more to it. And a lot of things I've learned now that I wish I would have known at the time that are just even little simple things that could help with your engagement and your click rates. This being one of them, the A/B test. So
yeah. So let's jump right in, and that's cool to hear. I think a lot of folks, email marketing is sort of on their weekly to-do list. Okay, I need to send out our newsletter to our entire list. An important thing that we have that we really use as a mantra at Pintler Group is segment, segment, segment. It's important that, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, I sent out a great email blast. It's probably the wrong language to be using, just because we want to be sending out very specific emails to very specific groups. So if you have an email list of 10,000 emails or even 1,000, if you can find ways to segment that to 100, that would be really good. Maybe it's by gender or interest or purchase activity. So, but today we are specifically focused on testing subject lines, or not subject lines, send times.
Yeah. So we're going to test the time of day that we're sending an email. So I'm going to share my screen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to kind of breeze through the way you do this, but you can always check back in to watch the process as we kind of talk over it. So we're just going to start by creating a campaign. And as you notice, if you are a MailChimp user today, they introduced this new interface. So kind of a good time to hop on here and share the screen.
Yeah, it'll be updated for the next at least 2 weeks until they change it again.
Right. I'm liking this one though. It seems a bit cleaner.
Good.
But yeah, so pretty simple. Just when you create an email, you just want to click on the A/B test here. They make it pretty easy for you.
Yeah, and really what an A/B test is, for those who are a little unfamiliar or just need a quick reminder, we're basically sending 50% of our audience one email at a specific time, and then the other 50% of our email list another email at a different time. And the hypothesis that McKenna and I sort of crafted before going live was that if we send an email during business hours, it will have a better open rate and engagement rate, or in this case, a click rate, than an email that is sent after business hours. So we're going to test, what were the 2 times, McKenna, that we were looking at?
Yeah, so we're going to send one at 9 a.m. and then to the other group, it'll go out at 7:30 p.m. So kind of right at the beginning of your workday, and then towards the end, later in the evening when you're most likely at home.
Yep.
So this is just a little sample of the different things you can test on MailChimp. So trying out different subject lines. Maybe you want to test if putting an emoji in your subject line is going to get more people to open it. Your from name. So maybe we're sending it from Pintler Group, or maybe directly from Kyle, whatever name we want to put on there. Mixing up content. This makes a lot of sense if you're sending an e-commerce email and you want to mix up where your products are, what's coming first on your email, and then this one, which we're going to use, is send time.
Yeah, lots of different options there. And you can see what McKenna just did there is what percentage of your recipients should receive your test.
Yeah.
MailChimp makes it a little confusing in that language. If you select 50% there, you might think, yeah, I want 50% of my audience to receive one and 50% of my audience to receive another. What it's actually telling you there is I want to send my experiment to only 50% of my audience. So 25% will get the 9 o'clock, 25% will get the 7:30. And then MailChimp determines a winner, and you send the other 50% of your list the winning result. So that's a mouthful, but to keep things sometimes simple and just learn and move quickly, we like to send to 100% and then use that information next time we send a campaign.
Yeah, I think it's a little easier this way. And
you
testing the whole audience.
Yeah, you can definitely test yourself to death here by I want to send it to 10% of my audience and then learn from that. And it also matters how large your email list is.
Right. So this email list is a little smaller than we'd like for a test like this, but for example's sake, it's what we're going to use today.
Yeah, it's a good look at how you set this up. So McKenna is setting up the different times to go out on the same day.
Mm-hmm. This is going out tomorrow. It's our bi-weekly newsletter. Already created a template for it, so we'll just kind of pop it in. We've been running a lot of different kind of A/B testing through MailChimp lately, just to kind of figure out what's working best for our clientele that's opening up these emails up.
Yeah, subject for different clients, things like subject lines, adding emojis, all sorts of different things. So we'll, but yeah, you can also test templates like McKenna was selecting there. We're sending the same email, of course, just at different times. We really try to keep all of our experiments pretty controlled. So we're not going to change subject lines depending on the time, because then you really, back to kind of 8th grade science class, then you're really screwing up your control and your variables. So 2 vocab words that I haven't used in a while, but that's good.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's all there is to it. We're all set to send. So just selecting the 2 times we want to send it out. It'll go to 100% of our recipients, but they're randomly selected who gets put into which group. And we're all set to schedule.
And that's your Tuesday tactics.
Yep.
Cool. McKenna, that was cool. A/B testing.
Good. I'm glad. I hope it's helpful.
Yeah, and most all, these digital platforms have A/B testing features. What we found is you can spend a lot of time testing different button colors and text, and you really want to make sure that the tests and the A/B tests that you're running are going to inform you in a really impactful way. So after this experiment, we'll check back in a couple days and see when should we send Kindler Group campaign emails based on time of day, and hopefully we'll have a definitive answer. And maybe it doesn't matter, because sometimes it doesn't, and that is information that is good to have also.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I hope our hypothesis is correct. I feel good about it.
Yeah, it's always nice when you're like, yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
But also fun when you're proven wrong by the world.
Sure. Got to keep us on our toes.
That's it. Okay. Thanks, McKenna. This has been another edition of Tuesday Tactics.
See you, Kyle.
Yeah.